Magandang araw Pilipinas, magandang araw Socsargen, sa ngalan ni Presidential Communications Secretary Cesar Chavez, PIA o Philippine Information Agency Director General Catherine Chloe De Castro, ako si Frian Iabkila ng Philippine Information Agency Region 12 at ito ang Kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas. This communication initiative aims to enhance public understanding and engagement in the programs and projects implemented by various government agencies at the grassroots level. The activity further intends to amplify the policies, activities, and accomplishments of each feature department, consistent with the mandate of the administration's Bagong Pilipinas Governance and Leadership Agenda. And for our 21st episode, ika-21 na mga kababayan, bawat rehiyon sa bansa ay sabay-sabay na pag-uusapan ang mga inisyatibo ng Department of Education o DepEd. Makasama natin ang Department of Education Socsargen upang ilahad ang kanilang mga ginagawa at gagawin pa sa ilalim ng Marcos administration. Tayo po ay naka-livestream sa official Facebook pages ng PIA at DepEd Socsargen. Please like and follow our pages to be updated. Pwede din kayong mag-comment sa inyong mga katanungan at hopefully babasahin po natin yan mamaya. Mapapanood din tayo via delayed telecast ng Marble Cable Systems sa lungsod ng Coronadal. At huwag na natin patatagalin pa to kick things off our guest for this episode. Okay. Ating po palakpakan Regional Director Carlito RD Charlie Roquefort, SESO3, sir. At OIC Assistant Regional Director ARD Cathy Lutilia, SESE, ng Department of Education Region 12. Sir and ma'am, ang inyong pagbati po sa ating mga manonood.
Magandang umaga, Sir Frian, and also good morning to all viewers at sa lahat po ng nanonood ng Kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas. Ito po yung DepEd Region 12. Ngayon po ay maririnig natin yung mga ginagawa, katulad po ng nasabi ni Sir, mga ginagawa ng DepEd para po sa ngayong administrasyon ng Pangulong Marcos. So, atin pong malalaman ngayon ang mga ginagawa po ng Department of Education Region 12. So muli po, magandang umaga po at welcome po sa Kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas.
Ayun, thank you very much. ARD Cathy, please.
Isang mainit po na pagbati ng magandang umaga sa iyo ARD at sa lahat po ng mga nanonood kasama ang media partners natin na andito ngayon. Ang nasabi nga ni RD, ang DepEd Socsargen po will be reporting the initial gains and the small wins that we have as a region. But dugtungan ko lang din ARD, we would like also to tawag nito, give you updates as to our plans and future directions for the next school year under the administration of President Marcos.
Alright, yes. Kami po ay nagagalak dahil pinaunlakan niyo po yung aming imbitasyon, no? Na, at kasama of course ang buong pwersa ng Department of Education Region 12. Alam ko, very busy kayo, no? Lately. So, sunod-sunod yung mga activities. So, ano po yung mga activities na napagkabisihan natin ngayon? RD, Charlie.
Una, nagpapasalamat din kami sa PIA for giving us this opportunity para marinig kami hanggang sa bawat sulok ng Socsargen region. Actually, since the opening of classes ay aside from our routinary works, ay marami po na mga ginawa yung DepEd, katulad na lang ng training of our teachers para sa implementation ng bagong K-10 curriculum.
K-10 na?
Yung matatag curriculum,
yun
K-10.
Yun.
So, yun po yung pinagkaabalahan natin, then yung ating enrollment, and itong mga huling araw, yung celebration natin ng National Teachers Month and World Teachers Day. And last week, nagkaroon po ng National Management Committee meeting yung lahat ng mga regional directors under the administration of Secretary Juan Edgardo Sani Angara.
Oo, so very curious ako yung matatag curriculum. So tatatungin natin yan later. ARD Cathy, ano pa? Yung mga pinagkaabalahan nyo. Alam ko from K to 12, naging K to 10 na. Wow, ay, grabe. Okay, sige po.
Thank you. Kasama din po dyan, SOC Surgeon Region po RD, ay kasama tayo sa pilot implementer of the Matatag curriculum.
Okay.
And out from the more than 2,000 schools that public schools that we have 5 pilot implementers. So yung nationwide po ngayon, as mentioned by RD Charlie, we have kindergarten, grades 1 and 4, and then grade 7. But for this school year, for our pilot implementers, nag-move na po tayo. So we are catering now Matatag curriculum for grades 2, 3, and 5, including grade 8. So kasama din po yun sa pinagkakaabalahan ng Department of Education, particularly po ang SOC Sergeant.
Okay, so balikan muna natin. Before tayo mag-discuss further itong Matatag curriculum, balik tayo sa simula, no? Pagkabuo ng Department of Education. Sa mga ating mga televiewers or sa ating mga nakikinig or currently watching, yung basic mandate talaga ng Department of Education. Ano po talaga yung basic? Ano pa talaga?
Siyempre
Sino ba si DepEd? Kung tao ba yun?
Siyempre yung yung mandate talaga ng Department of Education is to deliver quality basic education that is accessible and liberating. It means that we have to provide access and efficiency, and we have to reach all the learners. So yun talaga, including the supervision and regulation of private schools, not only for public schools but the private school also. That is the primary mandate of the Department of Education.
Alright. Baka may madagdag ka, ARD. So ito nga, quality education, deliver quality education. Yes po.
Dugtungan ko lang yung sinabi ni RD when we talk about accessibility. We're not closing boundaries actually. So we're giving it to learners with special needs and of different contexts. So kasama dito yung ating alternative learning system. It's an informal learning system, no, compared to the formal system that we have doon sa mga public and private schools natin. Pero very specific po ang tinutugunan nitong increasing accessibility, hindi lamang yung mga bata na regular na pumapasok, kung hindi yung mga bata na mayroong mga special needs, differently abled, teenage pregnancy, may mga ganyan. So that's basically increasing access while we're reaching the far-flung learners, but aside from that, learners with special needs and different contexts.
Okay, sige. Oh, very nice. Sa punto po ito mga kababayan, atin po alamin yung mga accomplishments, ng Department of Education Region 12 sa pamamagitan ng isang video presentation. Let's all watch this.
Creating a more diversified and revitalized basic education delivery in Soc-Sargen region. Located at the southern part of the Philippines, the Department of Education's Soc-Sargen region is composed of 8 divisions equally divided into 4 provincial and 4 city schools division offices with 152 districts. It has a total 2,176 public and 381 private schools and 1,411 community learning centers. As part of the continuing effort of the department to increase the number of workforce, at the school level, public schools were supervised and managed by 2,153 school heads, with 42,424 teaching and 6,279 non-teaching, having a total workforce of 48,703. Together, these divisions work collaboratively to enhance the quality of education, promote student success, and build a brighter future for the learners across the region. The diversity of this region, from its urban centers to its rural communities, provides a rich backdrop for inclusive and accessible education. It is a home to a diverse and dynamic student population, with a total of 1,039,717 learners enrolled across both public and private schools. This includes learners from all educational levels: kindergarten, elementary, junior high school, and senior high school, reflecting the region's commitment to providing quality education to students of all ages. With such a wide range of learners, the region continues to focus on fostering academic excellence and ensuring every student has the opportunity to succeed and thrive. We currently have a total of 56,635 for Alive learners in K-10, 205,885 for IP Ed learners in K-12, and 14,556 for SNED learners in K-12. These programs reflect DepEd's commitment to inclusivity and diversity in education. By addressing the specific needs of various groups, the initiatives aim to enhance educational outcomes and promote social equity across the Philippines. The Alternative Learning System, or ALS, is a key program of the Department of Education in the Philippines designed to provide educational opportunities for individuals who are unable to access the formal school system. This year, we saw an increase in enrollment and completion rates, reflecting our commitment to lifelong learning. For school year 2024 to 2025, there are a total of 27,392 students are enrolled. It contributes to the government's goal of ensuring that every Filipino has the chance to attain quality education, regardless of their circumstances. For the Basic Education Performance Indicator on Access, 7 out of 10 kindergarten learners aged 5 years old and 8 out of 10 elementary learners with age 6 to 11 years old are enrolled in school, while 8 out of 10 junior high school learners aged 12 to 15 years old and 5 out of 10 senior high school learners with age 16 to 17 years old are enrolled in school. 9 out of 10 elementary and junior high school learners are complementing the Key Stage 3 of learning outcomes based on the required number of basic education, while 8 out of 10 senior high school finish the Key Stage 4 learning outcomes as prescribed. For the Basic Education Performance Indicator on Quality, learners attain Stage 1 learning standards of fundamental reading and numeracy skills. These reflect the percentage of learners meeting educational standards. For K-3, the actual accomplishments is 66.63%, showing a 7.73% improvement over the target. While on the learners attain Stage 2 learning standards of literacy and numeracy skills and apply 21st century skills to various situations, the actual accomplishments for school year 2022 to 2023 is 69.04, a 27.26% increase over the baseline. Learners attain Stage 3 learning standards of literacy and numeracy skills and apply 21st century skills to various situations. The actual accomplishments is 45.63%, a significant improvement, more than doubling from the baseline. Learners attain Stage 4 learning standards equipped with knowledge and 21st century competencies developed in their chosen core, applied and specialized SHS tracks. The actual accomplishments is 26.71%. These indicators highlight improvement across all stages, particularly in literacy and numeracy, with substantial growth in grades 7 to 10. Over the last 3 years, a total of 41,038 learners passed the A and E tests in both the elementary and junior high school levels. Each division has documented the number of passers over the 3 years, with notable figures including Cotabato Province, 9,746 passers; General Santos City, 5,171 passers; Coronadal City, 1,645 passers; Kidapawan City, 1,811 passers; Sarangani Province, 5,178 passers; South Cotabato, 9,487 passers; Sultan Kudarat, 6,797 passers; and Tacurong City, 1,203 passers. The 3-year summary results of A and E passers offers an in-depth view of the ALS program's effectiveness in the Sorsogon region. With a total of 41,038 passers, it indicates that numerous learners are taking advantage of this alternative educational pathway to reach their academic goals. The data emphasizes involvement at both the elementary and junior high school levels, highlighting the program's significant influence on the region's educational landscape. DepEd Regional Office 12 has been implementing various programs, projects, and initiatives aimed at enhancing the quality of education and promoting inclusive learning under the leadership of the current administration. For several programs, the office has received budget allocations for the following: physical fitness and school sports, planning and management information systems, education information and communication services, learner support programs, building partnerships and linkages, program, child protection program, organizational and professional development for non-teaching personnel, and disaster preparedness and response program. The current administration is also supportive as to the office as to its operations, which are basic education curriculum, policy and research program, national literacy policies and programs, teacher quality and development program, curricular programs, learning management models, standards, and strategy development, early language literacy and numeracy, development and promotion of campus, journalism, LTE SME, learning tools and equipment, LTE TVE, learning tools and equipment, multi-grade education, Indigenous peoples, education, IPED, program, school-based feeding program, SBFP, aimed at improving learners' nutrition, an important factor in their ability to learn effectively. Special Needs Education Program. Textbooks and other instructional materials. A substantial allocation, essential for enhancing learning resources. Computerization Program. Aimed at providing digital resources and improving technological integration in schools. Madrasa Education Program. Human resource development for personnel in schools and learning centers, focused on training and development for teaching and non-teaching personnel, ensuring workforce competency. National Assessment Systems for Basic Education. World Teachers' Day. Incentive Benefit. Flexible Learning Options, Alternative Delivery Mode, ADM. Flexible Learning Options, Alternative Learning System, ALS. Flexible Learning Options, Learning Resources, LR, and Grant of Cash Allowance. Recognizing the vital role that educators play in student development, DepEd Regional Office 12 provides a range of programs and resources designed to empower and equip teachers. To address workforce shortages, the region has created several teaching and non-teaching positions. A total of 1,145 new positions were created across kinder, elementary, junior high school, senior high school, and ALS levels. A total of 90 administrative officer AO2 positions were created across the region, with almost all already filled. To fully show support our teachers, Teacher Effectiveness and Competencies Enhancement Project, or TEACEP, aimed at improving the quality of teaching and learning in schools. Several trainings shall be undertaken so as to prepare the teachers in the next school year. National Training of Vetted Faculty on Literacy and Numeracy, to be conducted on September 23rd to October 2nd, 2024. Regional Training of School Leaders on Literacy and Numeracy on November 12th to 22nd, 2024. School-based training on literacy and numeracy for K to 3 teachers on November 25th to December 4th, 2024. In coordination with TESDA Soxargen Regional Office, the 8 SDOs in the region submitted to the 4 TESDA's provincial offices, Cotabato, Sultan Kudarat, South Cotabato, and Sargen, the names of the public school SHS unassessed TVL graduates for the scheduling of TESDA National Certification Assessment, having Electrical Installation and Maintenance NC2, Computer Systems Servicing NC2, and Automotive Servicing NC1 as the top 3 qualifications for the most numbered of SHS learners to be assessed. The office has already firmed up the schedule of the Teachers Training on Trainers Methodology Level 1, COC2 assessors, the 8 SDOS in the region. As of today, the 4 provincial offices of TESDA already submitted the names of the teachers for the training and assessment. There are a total 34,067 instructional room and non-instructional room all over the region. This inventory is essential for effective resource management, planning, and ensuring that facilities meet the needs of students and teachers. To help increase the student performance in PISA, here is the continuing initiative of the region and the Division Action Plan for PISA 2025. Phase 1, first to second week. October 2024, conduct a virtual meeting with division science supervisors and testing coordinators. Pre-test, mock test, and post-test. Phase 2, December 2024, conduct capacity building to sample. Schools on the following topics: computer navigation, test construction using Solo, and integrating 21st century skills, development of school action plan for PISA 2024, conduct of intervention program, and Phase 3, December 2024 to February 2025, region-wide familiarization for sample schools. The office will also conduct monitoring and evaluation throughout all phases. In summary, the Soxargen region has made significant progress in education access, quality, and program delivery. Enrollments are high, especially in public schools, and the region is seeing positive results in literacy and numeracy competencies. The region is also focusing on disaster preparedness, technological enhancements, and partnerships with TESTA to improve vocational opportunities for learners. The future directions of DepEd Regional Office 12 are centered on a vision of excellence, inclusivity, and responsiveness in education. As we move forward, our focus will be on enhancing the quality of learning experiences for all students while fostering a supportive environment for teachers and the community. Key initiatives will include strengthening curriculum implementation to ensure it meets the diverse needs of learners, expanding professional development opportunities for educators, and promoting inclusive education that accommodates various backgrounds and abilities. Programs, projects, and activities which shall be prioritized shall be the following: general management and supervision, administration of personnel, benefits, planning and management information systems, learner support programs, organizational and professional development for non-teaching personnel, curricular programs, learning management models, standards, and strategy development, new school personnel positions, implementation of the grant of cash allowance, hardship pay, and reclassification of positions, and World Teachers' Day incentive benefit. Through robust monitoring and evaluation systems, we will continuously assess our programs to ensure accountability and drive improvement. Together, we are dedicated to building a brighter future for education in Regional Office 12, equipping our learners with the skills and knowledge they need to thrive in an ever-changing world. DepEd Regional Office 12 shall remain steadfast in our commitment to upholding the quality management system of the office. This commitment is essential to ensuring that our processes, programs, and services consistently meet the highest standards of excellence. By prioritizing quality in all our operations, we aim to enhance the educational experience for students, support our educators, and foster a culture of continuous improvement. Together, we will uphold these principles to achieve our goals and fulfill our mission of delivering quality education to all learners. Our journey is a collective effort. We are grateful for the support of our stakeholders, teachers, parents, local governments, and community members. Together, we can continue to build a brighter future for our learners. Dahil sa DepEd Soxargen Region, kasali lahat, kasama lahat, para sa lahat.
Alright, ating pong palakpakan ng DepEd Region 12 sa kanilang accomplishments. Again, congratulations po, RD, ARD Cathy, okay, sa inyong mga nagawa. Ano? So, with all these accomplishments, alam ko marami pa kayong gagawin. So, ang tanong ko ngayon ano po yung mga plano natin or ways forward? RD, Charlie, go.
Okay, so yung mga gagawin pa ng Soxargen Region, ng DepEd Soxargen Region, of course, we have to intensify our training for teachers, and especially isa tayo dun sa mga regions na makikinabang dun sa World Bank program, yung TCEP, and dito iti-train yung mga teachers natin on their teaching skills, especially on literacy and numeracy. And aside from that, we keep on training our teachers for the full implementation of the new K to 10 or the Matatag curriculum. And of course, next school year, yung grade 10 po, yung senior high school, grade 11 ay magi-start na din po ng implementation. Yung grade bagong senior high school revise or enhance senior high school curriculum.
Okay. Enhance, ha? Medyo curious ako niyan. Enhance. Kasi may mga kabataan pa tayo, di ba?
Parang ni-revise na yung
Oo.
curriculum for grades 11 and 12.
Alright, ARD Cathy, please. Baka may madagdag ka pa sa sinabi ni ARD Charlie.
Okay. Part po ng continuing approach natin to really improve yung result ng literacy and numeracy aside from the capability building of our teachers. We focus also now in terms of our preparation for the PISA 2025. We actually nag-umpisa na po tayo sa this October, some sort of parang mock test ng ating mga learners. And for the succeeding months po until 2025, in terms of our preparation, we'll be doing some sort of orientation with our learners for computer navigation. Just to make them feel ba yung magiging PISA and then how it will look like during the examination. And part also of the preparation, yung make feel din na ano yung magiging test item. So some sort of test construction na nakaangkla doon sa solo model to really attest yung kanilang preparation. Then kasama din po doon yung development ng school action plan at saka division and the region for the implementation in preparation for the PISA 2025.
Okay, tatanungin ko yan, bababalikan ko yan mamayang konti kasi yung tanong ko is all about the programs and initiatives ng Department of Education. Ito ba tumalima ba din sa programa ng Bagong Pilipinas Grant of Governance ni Presidente Marcos? RD, go.
Yes. Of course, very supportive yung Department of Education sa Bagong Pilipinas brand and doon sa mga ipinagagawa para sa DepEd. Actually, if narinig natin yung speech ni President during the celebration of World Teachers Day, para sinabi niya doon talaga yung inihabilin niya kay Secretary Angara about yung improvement of our quality education. And of course, ang bilin niya is mahalin yung mga teachers, yung mga kaguruan natin. And isa yun sa mga plano din ng ginagawa na ngayon ng DepEd. And of course, yung Region 12, gano'n na din na yung nagkaroon na ng salary increase for our teachers, divided into 4 tranches and na-implement na yung first tranche. Then we have the Kabalikat Act, sa Pagtuturo Act, which is increasing the allowance of teachers from 5,000 to 10,000 next year.
Wow!
We have the medical allowance one time for 1 year for every DepEd employee amounting to 7,000.
Iba din yung sa annual physical exam. Sa medical allowance, medical allowance.
Iba pa din yung
E-consulta,
e-consulta
iba
package
din yan.
ng
Wow.
PhilHealth. And also meron din pong insurance ang mga DepEd officials sa accident insurance
kasama.
benefits, lahat ng DepEd employees from the GSIS.
Okay.
Hindi pa yun kasama doon sa regular premium na binabayada natin. Iba pa yung sa accident insurance ng GSIS para sa mga DepEd employees.
Di ba meron ding binibigay yung LGU? Di ba? May mga binibigay din na incentives, ano po?
Yes.
May mga chalk allowance, gano'n. Meron ba din mga ganyan?
Meron. Yung mga LGU natin, may mga additional allowance yan, monthly allowance na
Oo.
binibigay sa mga teachers po natin. Even non-teaching personnel ay nakakatanggap doon sa mga cities and some municipalities.
Ayan, okay. Sige. ARD Cathy, go. Baka meron ka pang madagdag dyan sa sinabi ni RD Charlie.
Sige po. Kung makikita nyo, since 2024, January, nagpalabas po ang Department of Education ng DepEd Order 2, Series of 2024.
Okay.
Ito yung tinatanggal natin yung administrative function na nakaangkla doon sa ating mga teachers.
Oo.
And we created around 118 COS to support our teachers. So isa yun sa support na nabanggit natin at nabanggit ni RD earlier. And kasama din po dyan yung issuance ng DO5, rationalizing the teacher's workload. Na
Okay.
talagang 6 hours lang yung teaching and learning and remaining 2 hours intended for the teaching related. Then over than that, kung mayroon mang mga kakulangan ang teachers, number of teachers to teach in a certain public school and we require them to render more than the required number of hours, again, that will be converted as and paid as overtime pay.
Wow, okay.
And kung
Sana all.
yeah. And kung ayaw kukuha ng overtime pay,
Ano
pwede naman siyang converted into vacation service credits. At may existing na rin tayo.
Wala ba kayo CTO?
Siyempre, nasa non-teaching lang yung CTO
non-teaching,
natin.
non-teaching pala
But
yun.
for teachers, basically, ito yung bago natin talaga na mayroong, we approve that, no? Kung mayroong teaching over.
Ito ba initiative lang ng Department of Education Region 12 o buong DepEd ito, Pilipinas ito?
Buong Pilipinas
Alright,
po ito.
okay.
Kasama po sa commitment as mentioned by RD dito po sa Bagong Pilipinas natin na initiative.
Okay, very nice. Ayan mga teachers natin. Di kayo talaga naiiwan Alright, okay. Balikan ko yung sinabi mo kanina, ARD Cathy, no? Yung PISA, okay? At saka ito po ding National Achievement Test. Tama ba, RD Charlie, no? So, bigyan mo nga kami ng kailangan ba ito talaga ngayon? Ano bang relevance ito, Kunting background lang ng PISA at saka yung NAT. Sino ba yung pwedeng mauuna? Before ko kasi, i-compare yung result. Di ba? Sa mga previous result, ano yung mga hakbang na ginagawa, no? O gagawin pa ng inyong departamento upang mas tumaas pa ang rating ng Region 12. So, kami, yung mga wala pa talagang, o nakalimutan na. Before kasi dito NATE, NSAT or NCEE. Oo, yung mga ganyan pa. Sige nga. Oo, kasama. Sige, go ahead, RD.
Sa NCE.
NCEE, go.
Okay. Yung PISA, it is a program for international student assessment. Actually, ito ay isang international assessment organized by OECD o yung Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development for member countries. And
Alright.
ang Pilipinas po ay isa sa, actually may option naman po na pwedeng hindi kumuha, pero pwedeng kumuha. But we opted to take that test kasi it will assess the achievement and also the performance of our students, the 15-year-old students, yung performance nila ay kailangang ma-assess, and then the state of basic education in the country.
Ayun,
So
yun
yung
pala yun.
especially in math and science, and literacy. So yun yung focus nung PISA. And the National Achievement Test, ito yung initiative naman ng Department of Education. Ganun din para ma-evaluate yung achievement and yung mga strength and weaknesses ng mga graduates natin. And dito po sa Region 12, as of now, siguro to increase the achievement of our learners, we are planning to conduct different level of assessment. We have we have to conduct the division achievement test, which is for the whole city and for the whole province, division achievement test, and we may also conduct a regional achievement test for our learners, so that we can assess and we can identify the strength and the weaknesses of our learners in different learning areas.
All right. ARD Cathy, please.
Dugtungan ko lang yung na-mention ni RD kanina, yung ating National Achievement Test po, specifically, we are conducting by key stage po siya. So, hindi ibig sabihin na lahat ito na grades.
Okay.
So, from key stage 1, that's kindergarten to G3, dati tawag natin NAT, but we call it now, in terms of the assessment, ELNA. Okay? Early Learning Numeracy and Literacy po na assessment natin.
Okay, ELNA.
And then, ang key stage 2 ay another NAT, but that's intended for grade 6 national achievement. So, tama yung sabi ni RD, it's a summation of the learner's learning assessment, but doon po sa grade 6. And then grade 10, then the senior high school, which is grade 12. So, pang-apat po yun na key stage yung sa grade 12 natin for the NAT result na kinakandak natin.
Meron tayong mga tinatawag na SPED pupils, yung special education na mga, yung smart, kasi meron namang, di ba may mga estudyante tayo na differently abled, mga ganyan, special care, ganyan. Meron din tayong mga smart students or pupils, ano po, kasama din ba sila sa assessment? Well, kasi if I'm not mistaken, iba din yung level ng kanilang, yung klase nila, iba din. Yung mga SPED, tama, ano po? So, kasama din ba sila, yung sa ELNA? Same lang ba yung kanilang,
Thank you po sa katanungan na yan. Na-mention natin kanina yung special needs education. SNED na ang tawag from SPED to SNED.
Meron din yung SPED.
But we have SNED with different abilities also, like non-graded tawag natin sa kanila. Yung mga may hearing impaired, autism. So non-graded sila. They have different learning modalities also, and at the same time the competencies. Pero sa mga graded, kasama po yung graded natin.
Okay.
Nasa mainstream na tawag na natin.
All right. Okay. Sige. And itong regional training of trainers, kasama din na nagagawin ng DepEd Soc-Sarjan, for literacy and numeracy. Okay. And ito naman, pwede din ba kaming bigyan ng kalinawan doon sa teaching hours? Sa sinabi niya kanina, na-mention na din yung teaching hours, ng ating kaguruan under the matatag curriculum. Ano ba? May changes ba sa kuan? RD Charlie, go ahead.
If you are asking the teaching load and the teaching load of our teachers, dapat 6 hours of teaching ang
yung
bawat.
2 hours nila?
Yung 2 hours nila, they have the options. Pwedeng they stay inside the school or they consume that 2 hours outside the school. It depends upon the agreement between the school head and the teachers. And kapag sinabi na 6 hours, ibig sabihin yan, actual teaching, or kung kulang yung kanilang actual teaching ng 6 hours, pwede silang bigyan ng mga ancillary services. Pero hindi na lahat. Dati kasi we have 50 plus na pwedeng ibigay sa teacher in lieu of the teaching load, actual teaching load. Pero ngayon, nabawasan na yan kasi nga doon sa creation ng mga non-teaching at pagtanggal ng mga administrative works sa mga teachers natin.
Okay.
But if you are talking of the allotted number of minutes per subject area under matatag curriculum,
may change din.
Dati kasi yan parang 60 minutes nung sa old.
Isang oras talaga,
pero ngayon,
sa subject, for example, science.
Naging 45 na doon sa ibang Sa ibang subject areas,
Bakit nasi-shorten ito, RD?
we have
premise nito,
45 minutes per subject. Pero ngayon, dahil doon sa DepEd Order number 12, inamend na yung unang DepEd Order. So, pwede na ginawa ng 60 minutes yung time allotment for mathematics, science, English, and
From 45
good
naging
manners.
60 na. Isang oras na. Alright.
So, yun na yung mga changes na ginawa.
Okay. ARD Cathy, baka may magdagdag ka.
Kasama po sa change during the implementation of the Matatag, yung reducing the number of learning areas. Dati 7.
Oo.
Oo.
Paano yun? Paano
For
ngayon?
for kindergarten, for G1 and 2, dati 7, but now 5. Then we see it gradually po, like for example, for grade 3 na, the same yung for grade 2, mawawala yung sa literacy and numeracy, but magfo-focus na tayo sa learning areas like English, Filipino, and mathematics. Then pagpasok po ng grade 3, mag-a-add on tayo ng science. So gradually, we see na gradually increasing relative to the number, but very focused in terms of the foundational skills. Yan yung sa ngayon, lalo na ang focus ng Matatag po. Na
Okay,
curriculum.
so yun pala yun. Okay. Doon naman po tayo sa ginagawang, ito yung ginawang professional development programs, ano? O trainings para sa Matatag curriculum. Naisali po ba natin yung mga private school teachers, no? For complementarity. Baka
yes
naman
po.
focus na tayo sa ano, no?
Actually, yung mga division offices po conducted special training for private school teachers upon request of private school organization.
So wala
And,
maiiwan, ha?
Yeah, the division offices and the regional office provided trainers for them.
Okay.
So yun yung naging contribution namin. Yung trainees sa kanila and they other logistics and the management of the training, but the trainers are coming from the public school, from the division office
Alright,
offices
okay.
and the regional office.
Okay. May madagdag ka pa? Okay.
Kasama din doon sa learning management. It's still the accountability of the division to really manage the program. Kaya mayroon din tayong mga staff aside sa ating private school coordinators. Okay, mayroon din tayong mga M&E team, monitoring and evaluation team, to ensure that the standards of that PD or that training ay talagang nag-comply po doon sa standard ng Department of Education. Oo. And that's one thing.
Okay. You mentioned kanina, ARD, nakuha ko din na gradual, di ba? I-focus muna tayo sa foundation, di ba? Ito ba yung sinatawag nating revision na sa ating curriculum, sa kasalukuyang curriculum? May bago ba tayong subjects or revisions, RD, na matatawag? Kasi sabi mo, yung yung sa grade 6 na gagawin yung, ano ba tawag dyan? Before, English lang. Muna, math, yung focus sa grades 1 to 4, parang ganun. May mga revisions ba tayo? Okay.
I mentioned earlier, no, aside sa foundational skills, we strengthen more relative to subject inclusion, the GMRC.
Okay.
So,
Nandiyan pa
okay
rin.
na, RD. So we have focus more on GMRC. Then, inclusion also of
Ito
the
na yung
Matatag.
revision.
Yeah, inclusion also of the Matatag curriculum is the focus on values ed, dahil
Alright.
mayroon tayong RA niyan, and then the peace education.
Peace
So we can
education.
see that included in the Matatag curriculum, identifying the specific competencies embedded by the learning areas and then the grade level that we have. That's from K to 10.
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
After the implementation of K-12 curriculum, during the review, our experts found out that very congested yung K-12 curriculum. So ang ginawa dun sa new K-10 or di matatag curriculum, dinecongest yung curriculum, yung mga competencies. So na-decongest siya, nabawasan yung mga competencies. Pero yung achievement naman, andun pa din, hindi naman yan mababawasan. So for now, yung sa bagong curriculum natin, for grade 1, language, reading and literacy, math, GMRC, and makabansa. For grade 2, we have Filipino, English, math, GMRC, and makabansa. For grade 3, the 5 core learning areas, English, mathematics, Filipino, GMRC, and makabansa. Then, nadagdagan siya ng science, and for grades 4 to 6, additional yung science and then the GMRC. And for the secondary, values education yung nadagdag.
Values education. Iba yung GMRC sa
elementary yun.
Sa elementary, sa high school.
Values education sa secondary.
Okay. Pwede ba din ako magtanong lang na itong recent na news about yung sa mother tongue. O, di ba? Ano yung comment ninyo ito na lapse na into law, di ba? So ano po yung comment ninyo, RD? Di na ako magtanong ng iba pa. So yun. Naging ano na eh. Naging batas na.
Yeah.
O, paano yun? Anong adjustment ang gagawin nyo?
Ngayon, yung mother tongue, previously, yung mother tongue ay tinuturo as a separate subject.
Alright.
Nung dati sa K-12 curriculum. Pero ngayon, gagamitin yung mother tongue as medium of instruction. Hindi na siya isang. Dati kasi may subject talaga na mother tongue. Ngayon wala na.
Okay.
So ginawa na lang na medium of instruction yung mother tongue. And if I'm not mistaken, merong Senate resolution to abolish the teaching of mother tongue, MTB, MLE. Pero as a medium of instruction, gagamitin pa din yung mother tongue.
Okay. Okay na? Okay. Ano po yung tugon nga pala ng DepEd sa kakulangan ng mga classrooms? Kasi usually makikita natin sa TV, yung mababasa natin sa diary or sa internet, kulang pa rin yung classroom, kulang ng guro at ibang school facilities. Ano po yung tugon ng DepEd SOCSAR dyan ito? Oo. Yun eh, palagi tayo reklamo.
Actually,
eh.
ano yan, perennial problem ng Department of Education yung lack of classroom and lack of teachers, school facilities. Yung Department of Education, nag-create siya ng bagong strand doon sa DepEd Central Office. Tinatawag siyang School Infrastructure and Facilities strand. So may isang undersecretary na yun talaga yung focus niya.
Alright.
And based on the submission ng mga region, mga schools division, yung may prioritize yung construction ng mga classroom. And we have also what we call the ISRS, yung parang we have this infrastructure for safer and resilient schools project ng DepEd amounting to 1 billion. Actually, it is a grant from World Bank.
Okay.
And DepEd Region 12 is one of the regions na recipient ng mga ISRS. So, repair and construction of new school building. And in the proposed budget for 2025, we have also a lot of classroom repairs and construction in every congressional districts here in Region 12.
All right. Okay.
So yun yung na-address. And of course, hindi natin pwedeng kalimutan yung tulong ng provincial, municipal, and city government, pati yung mga barangay LGU,
Correct.
that they provided special part of special education fund for the repair and construction of school building. So hindi natin pwedeng i-take for granted yung tulong
Correct.
ng LGU sa Department of Education, especially on school facilities, and not only school facilities, but also they also hired the locally paid teachers to augment the teaching personnel and to augment and to address the needs of their school's division or the needs of every school. So we have a lot of provincial and city paid teachers. So yun yung malaking tulong talaga ng local government unit sa DepEd.
Yes, ARD.
Kasama din po dyan yung tinatawag nating partnership with the CSOs and then other
Correct, oo.
non-government
Yung mga
bigger
foundations, ano?
corporations and foundations. They also providing us classrooms.
School buildings, nakikita ko yung mga...
Nakikita natin yan. Well, in Region 12 alone, we have strong partnership with corporations, big corporations like the Mahintana Foundation, RD. So we have also division handling that through the partnership or the education support services. So we see that na may complementation at the level not only of the region but at the division level. So if we do some sort of profile, malaking ambag po yung support ng ating mga business partners and other education partners supporting basic education, particularly doon sa ating basic resource input. So tama po yung sabi ni RD kanina, but we wanted also to inform you that yung ating newly created teaching position for this school year, compared to the previous, it really increased in terms of the number. So from 500, more than 500 last school year, for this school year, lumaki na po siya into 1,145. And we also have created and then approved po na position A05 to complement and do the admin function. That's around 50 plus I mentioned earlier, the 118, the COS for the non-teaching to really complement and to ensure na masasabi natin na sabi nila may shortage pero kasi part din ng study, nagkakaroon ng shortages because of the other admin accountabilities of the teachers. But for now, with that mechanism and the initiative of the administration, so we see na gradually, significant naman yung talagang ginagawa at the school level.
All right, okay. Thank you very much po, ARD. And sa punto pong ito, ating pong pagbigyan ng ating mga media partners na magtanong sa inyo. So, sa ating mga friends sa media, magpakilala po muna tayo before we shoot our question. Who will throw the first question? All right, sige, go ahead. Your name, please, and your station. Go.
Good morning, ma'am and sir. Magandang umaga po. Al Saludo from ABS-CBN News. Ang tanong po, kumusta po ang hiring ng non-teaching personnel natin sa mga eskwelahan and talaga bang naibsan ang ancillary tasks ng ating mga guro? Ano na po ang update patungkol dito? Thank you.
Thank you sir for the question. For the newly created non-teaching personnel in the whole Region 12, we have 90 and as of now, 89 na po yung na-hire po natin na non-teaching. So yun po yung status ng hiring of newly created non-teaching personnel. But of course, if you are going to look at the data, there are also some vacancies due to promotion, due to transfer. So very liquid po yung ating data kasi nga may mga natural vacancy po as of now. But for the filling up of position ay monitored po yan palagi ng central office and we have a monthly or weekly report and we reported our catch-up plan on hiring of teaching and non-teaching personnel in the whole region.
Thank you, sir.
All right,
Thanks.
okay. Next question, please.
Good morning, Ma'am, sir. RJ Umagaptiad from 90.5 Good Vibes Radio, Coronadal. My question is, ano po yung plano ng DepEd upang mapataas po yung kalidad ng edukasyon sa mga malalayong lugar o yung marginalized sectors? May mga program po ba tayo na nakalaan para sa ating mga last mile schools? Thank you po.
Oh, thank you. Aside from the regular education program of the Department of Education, as stated, as mentioned during our conversation with the ARD. We have the SNED, or what we call the Special Needs Education. We have the IPED, the Indigenous People Education Program. We have multigrade. We have also Madrasa and Alive. So those DepEd programs na were contextualized according to the needs of our region and implemented in the last mile in our last mile school. So we see to it that we have to reach even the farthest area or barangay in Region 12. Kaya nga po mayroon tayong mga last mile schools. So siya yung priority po ngayon natin na ma-supervise and matignan yung implementation ng basic education in that particular area. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Next.
Jester Gudio, President of South Cotabato Press Corps. Good morning, RD, ERD. My question is, ano ang alternative learning system o ALS po? At paano po ito naiiba sa traditional na sistema ng edukasyon? At paano po pinili ng mga learners o mag-aaral ang maaaring sumali po sa ALS?
Ayun, ALS. Okay.
Thank you. Yung ating alternative learning system po, mayroon po tayong existing na DepEd order. That's DepEd Order 13, series of 2019, na tawag natin doon ay ALS 2.0. Kung 2.0, kung hindi po ako nagkakamali. It's basically strengthening and providing access lalo na sa mga out of school youth, out of school adults, including our learners. Kaya by category, naka-specify po yan, very specific po for our ALS. That includes our IP learners, our learners with disabilities, and teenage mother, those learners with socio-economically or disadvantaged learners, children in conflict with law. At kasama din po dito yung mga persons deprived of poverty. So, ang ALS po in terms of the implementation relative to its program, hindi naman natin masasabi na may pagkakaiba po sila sa K-12 kasi mayroon naman siyang tinatawag na equivalency. So yung ating basic literacy, that's equivalent to kinder and then grade 1. Ang pagkakaiba probably is the number of the program na igugugol ng isang learners. So approximately for basic literacy, mayroon siyang 9 to 10 months. Then yung lower elementary level, ang equivalency niya po yan sa corresponding grade in the formal school are grades 2 and 3. And yung timeline for its running ng implementation, maximum of 4 months. Then we also have in ALS, Advanced Elementary, that's intended for grades 4 and 6 and approximately 8 to 10 months po yung running time. Then for the junior high school level, mayroon din tayo sa ALS niyan, sir. Ang katumbas po niyan sa formal schooling is grade 7 to 10. And ang running time is 2 years. Then we also have senior high school sa ating ALS. Ang katumbas nito sa formal schooling is grades 11 to 12. But interim pa lang po ito, hindi pa talaga siya nationwide. May mga pilot testing lang po tayo na ginagawa. But again, ang number of years na gugugulin for the senior high school ALS, the same po doon sa number din ng nasa formal school. So yan yung, ang ALS, it's basically providing learning opportunity to our out of school youth, out of school adult, and then our out of our children na out of school also. So yan yung, sabi nga namin, mukhang El Bimbo. huling banat na final stretch to really provide opportunities to our learners with basically special needs talaga and different learning contents.
Alright, okay. We will entertain one last question. Sino yung huling magtatanong? Alright. Yes sir, your name please.
Magandang umaga po. Ako po si Mike Kumilang ng Brigada Nusafam Coronadal. Good morning po, RD, ARD, Sir Brian. Paano po tinutugunan ng DepEd, siguro kay RD po, ang mga issue ng bullying at mental health ng mga mag-aaral?
Ayun, bullying.
Okay. Specifically po yung DepEd ay meron po siya ngayon na learners' rights and protection unit sa DepEd Central Office, and meron na din po siyang office dito sa regional office under the ESSD o yung pong isa pong division dito po sa region. And actually po yung mga cases ng bullying, kagad po yan na nire-report, and we provided mental psychological first aid for the victims, and also doon na din sa mga bullies. And we have also set up trained guidance counselors and guidance coordinators, yung mga medical staff po natin na trained on how to conduct this psychological first aid. So doon po na-address po kagad natin yung bullying and other forms of mga mental problems dito po sa atin po mga mag-aaral. So additional lang sir do sa ALS.
Yes.
Actually ito po yung bridge, yung ALS nung mga hindi nakapag-aral at saka po doon sa formal education. Ang pagkakaiba lang po nung ALS sa formal education natin is yung mode of delivery. Kasi po yun lang po yung pagkakaiba, pero the same competencies ang itinuturo po. Yun lang pong mode ng delivery. Kasi sa ating formal school, araw-araw papasok yung mga bata, pero doon sa ALS, yung mga nahihiya nang pumasok kasi ay nagdadalang tao, kasi medyo grade 6 pero mga early pregnancy po ba. Tapos yung age po nila. So ginagawa po nila yung sa bahay na lang nag-aaral, and after completing the course or yung level po nila, kukuha po sila ng A&E, Accreditation and Equivalency Test. Kung pumasa, gusto na nila mag-formal kasi yung age nila tama na doon sa high school, pwede na sila mag-enroll sa formal education.
Meron pa ba RD yung acceleration? Mag-accelerate ka from grade 3 to 5, mga ganyan? Meron pa ba yung mga ganyan?
Meron pa na yung sa mga natin, PEPT, pero yung talagang acceleration parang hindi na masyadong nabigyan ng focus yung acceleration natin ngayon.
Alright, sige. Okay, so nauubusan na po tayo ng oras. Maraming salamat sa ating mga media partners. At this point, to wrap things up, ang inyong huling mensahe po, announcement before we end our program. RD, Charlie, please. Go.
Thank you. And salamat po sa mga dumating na mga media partners po natin. Asahan po ninyo ang DepEd SocSargen ay patuloy pong nagsisika para ihatid yung quality basic education sa atin pong mga mag-aaral, at ganun din po ay yung atin pong DepEd SocSargen ay patuloy po na magdi-deliver ng atin pong mandate para po sa mga teachers at sa mga bata. So ang atin lamang pong panawagan sa atin pong mga magulang, sa atin pong mga mag-aaral ay patuloy po nating suportahan yung pong Department of Education, sapagkat naniniwala po tayo dito sa kagawaran ng edukasyon na yung edukasyon lang yung maipamamana natin na hindi pwedeng makuha ng kahit sino.
Correct.
So yun lang po, at maraming salamat po.
Ating pong palakpakan, mga kababayan, ating Department of Education, SocSargen. Ayun, thank you very much po. Thank you din sa ating mga media partners. Daghang salamat. Okay? Sa ating pong mga manonood, ang tabayanan po ninyo ang ating susunod na episode sa araw ng Martes sa ganito ring oras. Ano kayang departamento na naman ang maglalahad ng accomplishment? Okay, again, thank you RD Charlie, ARD Cathy, sa lahat ng bumubuo ng DepEd Region 12. Okay, sa ngalan ni Presidential Communications Secretary Cesar Chavez, PIA Director General Catherine Chloe De Castro, ako po si Frian E. Abquila ng Philippine Information Agency Region 12, hanggang sa susunod na Kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas. Ito ang Kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas.